Cities are not gender neutral. Ever felt uncomfortable walking home at night? Struggled with a stroller on a narrow footpath? Or avoided public transport during rush hour? Chances are, if you're a woman, you have. But what if cities were designed with women in mind? What if the people shaping our cities actually understood what it's like to move through them as a woman? That's where women in urban planning step in and change everything. Welcome to Grid and Grit, where we decode how cities really work. Today, we explore the powerful, overlooked role of women in urban planning and how they're reshaping cities for everyone, not just a privileged few. Most cities were designed by men, for men. That's not just a statement, it's a fact. Historically, urban design has focused on cars, central business districts, and 9-to-5 commuting patterns. But what about people who work in formal jobs, travel with children, or do unpaid care work? What about people who don't feel safe walking after dark? Women experience cities differently. So planning cities without their perspective leads to designs that fail half the population. Women planners bring more than just gender balance. They bring insight. Let's talk about a few trailblazers who changed the game. Jane Jacobs, the mother of modern urbanism. She challenged top-down planning in the 1960s and fought to save neighborhoods in New York from being demolished for highways. Her book, The Death and Life of Great American Cities, is still essential reading. Ellen Dunham Jones, a leading voice in retrofitting suburbia, making sprawling car-centric cities walkable and sustainable again. Amanda Burden, New York City's former planning commissioner, who transformed underused spaces into vibrant public parks. Marina Tabassum, Bangladeshi architect and planner, creating climate-resilient, human-scale housing in vulnerable areas. Professor Amina J. Mohammed, a Nigerian urban planner and former Minister of Environment, now a key UN figure in global sustainable development. And there are hundreds more, from grassroots organizers in Nairobi to city designers in Barcelona, all shaping a more inclusive urban future. When women are involved in urban planning, priorities shift. You see more focus on safety, better lighting, visible pathways, active streets, access, wider sidewalks, stroller-friendly design, transport for all ages. Community, public spaces that foster connection, not isolation. Equity, planning that considers caregivers, elderly, disabled, and marginalized voices. It's not about planning cities just for women. It's about making cities that work for everyone, and women are leading that charge. Despite their impact, women in urban planning often face gender bias in leadership roles, lack of representation in big decisions, safety issues during field work, mansplaining in boardrooms, yes, even today. Many are pushed towards soft planning areas, like housing or community, while men dominate infrastructure and transportation. But women are pushing back, founding urban labs, winning international awards, and mentoring the next generation of female planners. The future of cities is not neutral. It must be inclusive, participatory, and resilient. And that starts with hearing all voices. When women lead planning, cities become safer, fairer, and more livable. Not just for women, but for parents, children, the elderly, and even men. Because when you plan a city for the most vulnerable, you make it better for everyone. Now here's the real question for you. Have you ever felt that your city wasn't built with you in mind? What would you change if you were the urban planner? Tell us in the comments. Your experiences, your ideas, your city. Let's start a conversation that city planners need to read. This is Grid and Grit. Subscribe for more stories about cities, people, and the power of planning.